Hello and welcome to the special coverage in which we will celebrate with all of you the very special occasion of Eid Aladha. Our dear viewers, we would like to wish you all a blessed and happy Eid as the Kingdom of Bahrain is joining the Islamic world celebrations marking the 10th day in the final month of the Islamic lunar calendar, Dhaw al-Hijjah. The day that celebrations fall on is following the completion of the annual holy pilgrimage of Hajj, which is an obligation for all Muslims and one of the most important of the 5 pillars of Islam. Eid prayers were held across the Kingdom of Bahrain. They were followed by a sermon in the big mosques and open grounds, which were filled with men, women, and children. Following the sermon, people exchanged greetings and wishes of happy and blessed Eid. We have a lot lined up in this coverage, so stay tuned and we'll be right back after this. Welcome back. A few days ago, and as part of the annual royal gesture, His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, the honorary president of the Royal Humanitarian Foundation, or the RHF, issued a directive for the annual Eid al-Adha disbursements to all families sponsored by the RHF for the year 1446 Al-Hijrah 2025. His Majesty instructed the RHF to take the necessary measures to ensure the timely distribution of the disbursements, supporting families in meeting their needs during Eid al-Adha. On this occasion, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, representative of His Majesty for Humanitarian Work and Youth Affairs, expressed gratitude to His Majesty for the continued support of the RHF and his generous care for the sponsored families. Sheikh Ali bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, Secretary General of the RHF, commended His Majesty the King's directive and underscored the Foundation's commitment to delivering comprehensive and high-quality services to beneficiaries in line with His Majesty's vision. And to know more about the RHF's social responsibility and effective role in providing special care and interest for the people of Bahrain, in this special occasion, we are pleased to be joined here in the studio by RHF's charity donation specialist, Ms. Reem Umran. Welcome, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing well, thank you.
It's very good to have you here today, and this shows that the leadership of Bahrain is really exercising the spirit of Eid al-Adha's themes and essence of mercy and humanitarian and that sense of brotherhood between humanity. Now, the humanitarian charity work in Bahrain has a long history, and it's witnessed constant development over the years, and it continues to develop. Can you tell us how His Majesty the King's vision laid the foundation for Bahrain's accolades in this field?
First of all, I would like to thank you for your excellent support for RHF in helping us promoting and dignifying our work. The Royal Humanitarian Foundation is a brainchild of His Majesty the King. He established this foundation in 2001. He wanted deeply to provide full support and help the poor families, especially orphans and widows, in a dignified way. So he established this organization to provide and manage the poor people affairs and provide them with all their needs in a very professional way. RHF grows from strength to strength year after year, and it becomes, alhamdulillah, one of the best humanitarian organizations in the world. Definitely, it's very important that we should not forget to express our heartfelt and sincerest appreciation and gratitude to His Majesty the King, to His Royal Highness, the Prime Minister, Crown Prince, and definitely the leader of youth and humanitarian affairs in the Kingdom of Bahrain, His Highness Sheikh Nasser. And I would like to take the opportunity to bring you the greetings and appreciation from our Secretary General, His Excellency Sheikh Ali bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, for all your support.
Thank you so much for that. That is, and I think that demonstrates here in the Kingdom of Bahrain, our leadership truly take in the spirit of the Quran, where it tells us to be generous, and particularly to those who may be underprivileged. It's great to see that our leadership here in the Kingdom of Bahrain ensure that everybody has a support line and that they provide for them. And like you said, there are mechanisms in place in order to structure that support. And now, since its establishment, the RHF joins the Bahraini community in celebrating all national and special occasions, especially during both Eids. So can you tell us about the importance of that participation and how that fits in line with the RHF's goals?
Actually, in RHF, we take every opportunity to make our orphans and widows happy. Before telling you the significance of such participation, it is important to tell you what we are doing in order to support this special group in the community. We give them total support, and we treat them as if they are the children of His Majesty the King. So we give them educational, health, and social support. And in Ramadan and in both Eids, His Majesty the King rewards them generously by doubling their monthly allowance. We take the occasion of Eid to make our orphans happy, and how you are not being happy when you are the son or daughter of His Majesty the King. So we wish a blissful and happy Eid to our leadership and to our community and citizens, and definitely we wish to thank all our donors for helping us throughout the year, and especially in special occasions like Eid Aladha and Eid al-Fitr, in making the best activities for our orphans and making them jumping with joy around the places. We are doing our best to make our orphans successful, powerful, and definitely full of joy. We have many celebrations, especially during these 3 days, and we take the occasion to make them happy and satisfied in every way.
It's just absolutely heartwarming. It makes me even prouder than I already am to be a Bahraini, to hear all of the effort and the resources that are being put into giving some of our most vulnerable in the Kingdom of Bahrain a chance to truly experience everything in a way that everybody else in the country does. I mean, obviously we come from a country where the family values are very strong, and to be deprived of that due to circumstances outside of one's control can definitely be a difficult thing, particularly during these occasions. And I really admire, and God bless His Majesty the King for treating, I really like that idea of treating them as though they were his own children. I think that just goes to show you that the leadership of Bahrain is not only wisdom, but there's a lot of heart and compassion as well. And how do you value the positive impact of RHF's activities and programs on the beneficiaries in general and during Eid in particular?
Yeah, the value is limitless indeed. If you take or you find a child who lost a father or both his parents, and suddenly the benevolent hands of His Majesty the King picks him up and provide him with all the support he needs. And he took him from orphanage until he reaches the end of university level and he gets a degree and then find a job. He has a stable life at the end, and he have no worries at all. To sum up, that we follow their progress indeed, and we work so hard to make them good citizens, have decent life, and we give them dignity and respect. And people, you can give them work, food, and water, they will be satisfied. But if you give them plus education, health, you give them dignity, you give them respect and hope they have a better future, this is like a treasure to us. Handling our job in a very professional way is the ultimate sign of respect to this group. So we do our best as well in the Art Chef to provide them with everything they need. Our doors are open. We welcome them from the heart. We are not having a regular job. It's a blessing. And we feel special that God, alhamdulillah, chose us for this job. Eid, as I mentioned before, it's a time of celebrations, time of joy. We make sure that they are not only dressed well, smartly, but they are also invited to visit the house of Sheikh Nasser, and they are welcomed by His Highness Sheikh Nasser as well. They visited His Majesty the King. They run like breaking the protocols and hugged him tightly. I don't know how to describe the scenery, but you see that he's not a king to them, he's a father. And this has so many interpretations, I don't know, I cannot describe this.
It's almost like a fairy tale, isn't it?
Yes, I cannot describe this because it has lots of emotions in this scenery. We help them to become good citizens, proud citizens at the same time, and it is part of our job. It brings us, as I said, happiness, satisfaction, because they said that happiness is contagious. So they make us happy and we make them happy in return.
Absolutely, and I can't imagine the joy. Like you said, it's very indescribable. Imagining all of these children going up to hug His Majesty the King, God bless him for all that he does, yeah. Not just for the children and for the orphans, but for all of us as well. I think that's something, like I said earlier, it's almost like out of a fairy tale. It's very magical in a sense, and I think that it truly brings alive the magic that we all associate with Eid. Whether it's family gatherings, whether it's a nice outing with loved ones. Yes. I'm actually kind of in awe of it because it just sounds so incredible. It's like something out of a film. And I imagine that all of the work that you guys do connects you to a lot of people, both internationally and globally. And I know that you guys deal with a lot of official channels, international and local authorities or businesses. Could you tell us a little bit about your cooperations with other entities and how that enriches your operations?
Yeah, in our case, partnership is the key of success. Actually, it's a very good question that it gives the credit to our partners, not to us in the first place. We deal with lots of entities, especially the government, led by His Royal Highness Prime Minister, Crown Prince. We deal with the Ministry of Health to ensure providing the best health care to our orphans and widows, and if they need special treatment when it's necessary. We also deal with the Ministry of Education to make sure that they are doing well in their education. We follow up their grades. We make sure that we give them all the additional support they need. And if we find some students who face some difficulties in education, we definitely provide them with private classes and everything we can need to give them push to be in an equal level of their colleagues. Also, we have a very fruitful collaboration with Ministry of Foreign Affairs in terms of our external projects, such as relief shipments and humanitarian projects outside the Kingdom of Bahrain. As for internationally, we collaborate with very respectful and professional organizations outside Bahrain, such as the United Nations organizations in implementation and execution of our projects in regards the humanitarian projects and refugees affairs. Plus also in Bahrain, I don't forget to mention the Bahraini societies, our embassies around the world as well. They provide us with great support. In brief, whoever can provide us with support, though no matter how small it is, our doors are open. We welcome everyone, and we appreciate every single cooperation and efforts.
I can imagine it's quite it's a group effort because, like, essentially, I'm blown away by how much is offered to these children. Everything, like you said, from their education to supporting them into joining as well the community. I think one of the great things about living in the Kingdom of Bahrain is that we do have that sense of community. Everyone feels like family. And to be able to see that not only on the social on the social level, but to see it trickle down from the source, which is our leadership, who have truly opened their hearts and channeled all of that compassion and their love for the people into all of these operations in order to improve lives, is just incredible to me. And it's nice to see as well that you guys work with so many different entities as well in order to facilitate a very holistic approach to all of this. And I understand that you guys already do quite a lot, but I mean, what's in store for the future for RHF? How do you hope to develop?
Yeah, since the Royal Humanitarian Foundation is led by His Majesty the King, definitely it is in a safe hands and the future is secured. No doubt we are led by His Highness Sheikh Nasser, the role model for youth in Bahrain and outside Bahrain as well. We are doing our best to serve orphans and widows. We are about hundreds of employees who devoted their time, their efforts to do their best and to work hard to make this special group in the society satisfied in every way. In the future, as I said, is secured because we have a strong support from His Majesty the King, from the government, led by the Royal Highness Prime Minister, Sheikh Nasser, and also the biggest companies, biggest banks in Bahrain. We don't face any problem regarding support because everyone wants to support us in a way or another. So we also have investments, we have properties, share in banks. We have lots of investment projects to secure their future funds that we make sure we will never have any problem in the Kingdom of Bahrain because we have our leadership leading us, and the people of the Kingdom of Bahrain are known from history of their generosity and kind-hearted. So we don't have any worries regarding this. We are excited to inaugurate and collaborate with many other entities as well in Bahrain. So many projects inshallah, going to be launched very soon, and you're going to hear a lot of good news as well. Thank you.
Absolutely. And I want to thank you actually for giving us this very informative talk and for showing us how the compassion of the Kingdom of Bahrain runs very deep. It's something I think a lot of people, you mentioned it, Bahrainis are known for their generosity. I'm very proud that we have that reputation, and to see it across all levels, really. I mean, from government, leadership, even on a corporate level, and to see all of these different entities working together for one very heartwarming cause. It just makes me, and I'm sure you as well, very proud to be a part of this great nation.
Definitely, we are so proud. All of us are working hard to realize and visualize the vision of His Majesty the King to make our country the best of the best in the world, inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you again so much for joining us.
Most welcome, pleasure.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes that very illuminating talk on all of the efforts that the RHF has in place under the directives and visions of our wise leadership. Stay tuned, we have more coming up in this coverage. Eid Aladha commemorates Prophet Ibrahim's profound faith and willingness to sacrifice his son as an act of obedience to God. The festival coincides with the culmination of the Hajj pilgrimage and is a time for spiritual reflection, family gatherings, and community generosity. In Bahrain, it's not just about rituals. The festival is a time for family meals, visiting loved ones, and extending a helping hand to the less fortunate, capturing the true essence of sacrifice and compassion. This brings us to the end of this coverage, marking this blessed occasion. We will be back with more later today. Thank you for watching, and happy Eid.